Hi everyone, welcome back. My name is Vanessa and I'm the owner of Fritter. I love yarn and that's why I'm here. I do have an Etsy shop where I kind of sell notions and stitch markers and things like that. But for the most part, this channel is for me to kind of let free of my passion for all things knitting, crochet, and anything that is fiber arts related, so that I don't bore my family to tears talking about the stuff when they have no interest in it. They have a lot of interest in receiving said knitted goods, but they don't want to talk about how they came to be. And I need to discuss it. And thus I figured I would start a channel where I can chat with you guys about it and I can share process and vlogs and also kind of maybe keep myself accountable with some of my projects, of which there are many, and kind of take you along on the journey as I kind of discover what I like. So I started with crochet a while back, and I designed a lot of patterns for amigurumi, and I really loved it. I have a little 3.5-year-old, and so I made a lot of toys that I designed for her, and that was a huge passion of mine. And then I started knitting, and that kind of took over as well. So now I do a bit of both, and I figured next step is I might try designing my own kind of clothing knitting pattern, but before all that happens, I'm just here to kind of share this process and this, yarny life with you guys. So if that sounds like something you want to be a part of, then make sure that you are subscribed and that we can all just hang out here together. So today we have another podcast, and because I've been busy, I've got a lot of stuff. I have some finished projects. I've got 2 things on my needles, and I have a pile of yarn right over here from latest acquisitions, and I kind of just wanted to chat to you guys and go through all of that stuff with you. So why don't we start, as always, with finished projects, because they're right here. They're actually pretty much all accessories this time. I finished quite a few accessories, and so that was really fun because they're a bit faster project. But the first one are these colorwork socks. They've been folded, and the way I have them laid down in the closet. But this is from the Cuff Club, the first volume of the Cuff Club by Summer Lee. The second volume just came out. I grabbed it as well. This was my first time knitting, not the Summer Lee sock. I've knitted many of Summer Lee socks, but this is the first time doing Cuff Club sock, and also my first time doing color work of any kind. And I thought we could talk about it because it was an experience for me. So it's not even intense color work. So can I just show you? This has got this beautiful scallop design. I love these socks. Absolutely love them. I knit them in let me tell you, I have my phone here. so I can pull up anything, let's see, that I have. So crochet projects, and I did my socks, and the yarn I used is the Leo and Roxy marled sock. Leo and Roxy marled sock, and the colors in this marled sock set were the marled, which is the black and white, Leo, which is the white or the cream, and then pink flamenco, which is that hot pink. And I actually have enough of it left that I think I could do another different type of color work sock as well. But first, let's discuss this. So I altered, so the pattern in the Cuff Club, the way it works is you get the chart for the cuff and then a basic sock. So instead of just a basic sock, I also did some patterning on the toe. So I added another stripe of Leo, and then I did the toe in pink flamenco. I was going to do the heel in pink flamenco as well, but then I kind of liked how it sectioned off the stock top and bottom. But also because I'm going to keep the pink flamenco, I have a light pink and a mustardy color, and another a bone color from a different sock leftovers, and I'm going to use that to make some cute little colorwork socks, also from the Cuff Club. So that's the plan. But let's talk about my first colorwork experience, because it was turbulent to say the least. So in the pattern, so I'm not going to tell you what the chart is, what the pattern is, but somebody suggested, because there is not that much spacing between the floats, you don't have to catch your floats kind of in between, because they're never really too far apart. They're never more than 5 stitches apart, which is fine and cool. I wanted to practice catching my floats, so I caught my floats anyways. But she also recommends that she did not go up a size in the needle to do the color work, and normally she does. And so the first ones that I did that, but I didn't take into account that this is my first time doing color work, so obviously I'm going to be a tighter knitter, and not just a tighter knitter in general. I usually have to go up a sock size because of how tightly I knit, and so I didn't account for that, and for the life of me, I could not get these socks. I did this whole portion, the entire, almost half I made the cuff longer in these, like normally it would be here, and I couldn't get them over my heel, and I was so sad, I almost cried. My husband had to talk me off a ledge. Wine was involved, but I was really upset. This is my first one, and it looked so good, and I spent so much time perfecting it and doing all that stuff, and then it didn't fit. So then I did it a second time. I went up a needle size. I loosened up my tension when I was just doing the color portion, and I tried them on, and lo and behold, again, they did not fit, and I was freaking out. So before undoing it again and going even higher up in the needle size, because I knit 2 socks at a time, so I always need a longer circular. So I have Chiagos, but it's going to get expensive to buy so many sizes, right? So before I did that, what I did was I blocked just the cuff part, and I blocked them on a size higher than what my regular size would be, and lo and behold, that worked. So if you are knitting socks for the first time and you are having the same problem, try blocking them on a higher size, just the cuff, and see if that will loosen it out. Because after this, I had no problems. I didn't have to redo it. Yeah, relief, didn't have to cry again. And this is what they look like, and I really love these socks. They're just so cute. And now I'm kind of nervous about doing another color work pattern, maybe just in socks, because I feel like with sweaters it's a little bit easier size wise, because you don't have to get them over a heel. But I was a bit nervous, so it is what it is. But my next finished project is actually a really fun one. So I was in Value Village, and they were selling a full, pretty much brand new loom set from Loops and Threads for $1.99 Canadian, which is even cheaper if you're in the States. And I had to get it. I've been kind of looking at looms for a while, and I don't know why, they're just really intrigued me. And so I got this loom, and I realized that the Loops and Threads loom, it's not a super professional kind of loom, but it's also it's made for a very bulky yarn. And some people recommended using number 5 yarn. I will tell you what I did. So first I'll show you what I made on it. This was my first loom experience, and I made this adorable brimmed. So the brim, you kind of work it on the loom all together, and it's right there. But this adorable kind of beanie. And I'm going to try it on. My hair will be a really hot mess afterwards. But I live in Canada, and so I made enough space here from when I have my hair up. But this is kind of what we're looking at. And I'm obsessed with this hat. So can we just... For a first loom experience, this was really, really fun. Let me just fix my hair so I don't look absolutely deranged. Oh my God, we're good. But the yarn that I used to make this. So this is where I kind of want to talk to you about the size of the loom. So you can see that this is marled because I've used a few different colors. So I got originally Drops Andes. So I got Drops Andes in, let's see, what color was this? In 4276, it's a number. So I got Drops Andes, which is this kind of pink marled color that's there. And I originally got that color. And it was a number 5. And so based on Reddit reviews and whatever, and people talking about it, the specific loom, I thought that it should be good. I started making it, and it was so the loose, the actual tension that the loom created, and the gauge was so loose that it did not look good. So what I ended up doing was going to another store, and I picked up Drops Air, because I've been really trying to try Drops Air, just it's so fluffy and cute. And I got one in the uni color, which is this color kind of right here to kind of match the Andes, the rose kind of color in the Andes. And that color was 51. So numbers tell you nothing, right? But one color that matches perfectly. But then I wanted a pop of color, and I've been wanting like a bright pink hat for a while. I have like a dark gray winter coat, so I thought it'd be perfect. So I found this Air mix in the color 39, which is the super hot pink mix. And together, this is what they gave me. And I got to tell you, kind of in love with using the loom for things like this, because knitting, this would take me considerably longer. And on the loom, I think it took me probably 2 to 3 hours to make a whole hem. So for Christmas presents, or like any kind of presents for winter, if you live in the winter climate, this is a really fun one. You can add a pom-pom at the top. You don't have to make it as long as I did. It also stretched a bit in blocking. In hindsight, I probably should have made it like about yay high. But I do wear my hair up a lot. And so I figured this way I could get away with everything. And I kind of like the little standing poof that you get there. So that's my other finished project. Hot pink seems to be like a real, and this one is like a purpley hot pink, to be honest with you. Like if you compare the hot pink in the sock and this, they've got like different shades in it. And then my next finished accessory that I did is, and the vlog of this is already up, so you can go watch it and I'll link it somewhere, but I did my very first Sophie scarf. I'm obsessed with this scarf. I just draped it over myself like I'm a server in an old school timey restaurant. So I used, let's see. Oh, good. I did not note the yarn that I used. Let's see if I can remember. You know what? If I'll remember, I'll note it in the description of the video. But I should. I usually save them, and this time I just didn't. But it was a cotton alpaca, and it's not Sirdar. Or was it Sirdar? No, because Sirdar I don't think makes a cotton alpaca. Anyways, it was a cotton alpaca mix. I absolutely loved the yarn. It was really fun to work with, super easy. For a first Sophie scarf, I did pretty good. There's not much to say about this. Everybody has made a Sophie scarf that I can think of that knits. It's a great pattern. It's an easy pattern. This took me like no time at all to make. I knit it over a college weekend for the most part. And I love this pattern so much that I have since then, and this brings me to my whips, I have cast on another Sophie scarf in the classic red. So I really wanted like a classic red little Sophie scarf because I think it's just so perfect, and it's like the one that like you see in the pictures, and I just really wanted one. The yarn I went for with this one was this little piece that tells me nothing. It was the Sirdar Cashmere Merino Silk in DK, and the color, are you here? Maybe this part I kept because the color was here. And the color is Riding Red, shade 404. So it's called White Red. And it's, I think on camera it reads a lot brighter red than it is. It's actually more it's more like this. If I kind of pull back, that's closer to the red than it is, than like right up against it. It is more subdued, but it's a beautiful color. And I've actually started another one that I'm going to start right after this for a present for my best friend, who I think she will appreciate that as well. So that's my first whip that's on my needles. And the next one is my really exciting whip that's on my needles, because now we're moving on to what I'm working on. But look at, first of all, this is another acquisition recently. We went to see friends in Barrie, and there's True North Yarn Co., I think that's called. And I always go in there and get like something. And this time I got the Andes yarn for the hat, and then I also got these ducky needle holders. They're so cute. So this is, let's see, what's the pattern that I'm using? The poppy tea. Peony tea. So this is the peony tea that I am using. It is by, I don't want to butcher the name, so I will just tell you really quickly. So the pattern is by Yoon Jong. I probably am mispronouncing it. It is a local to me designer. She's amazing. I've met her. She's super lovely. Her designs are really like kind of understated, beautiful. And so I got the Noro Kakigori yarn. I have the thing here. And the color is, do we have a color? 30. So this yarn, a yarn shop near me, Spin Me a Yarn, was having a annual sale, and every yarn was like 30% off. So I got Noro yarn for a great price. Let me show you the kind of where I'm at. I am filming a vlog of this. So the peony tee, it's basically like I've got quite a bit done. I'm hoping to be done this week. I'm going to do both sleeves today, actually after this. And then just kind of knit the body until I run out of yarn, because I only want to use the one ball of it, because it's quite expensive. But I really like the effect of the colors in this. I think it's really, really nice. I think it's like a thick t-shirt that I can wear into the fall as well. So I'm pretty happy with this. I've gotten quite a bit done. Like, I don't want it to be long. I want it to be a crop, more of a crop, so I can wear it with my high-waisted jeans. And so I think one ball will be just enough. I'm gonna actually stop this. I'm gonna cut the yarn and I'm gonna cast on and pick up stitches for the sleeves and do both sleeves today, just to see. And then whatever's left over, I'm just gonna do the rest of it. So the peony is really interesting. It's a basic tee, but the top of the ribbing is like a regular ribbing. But the ribbing around the sleeves is actually really, really interesting, and it's got a bit of a pattern, which is fun. So it's been on my to knit kind of for a while, and I figured I have this beautiful yarn, and it's basically like my last knit of the summer, because it's like a more cotton yarn, so there's no wool in it, and it's cotton and silk and like polyamide and I think nylon maybe, I'm not sure, but it's my last summer knit, so I'm pretty excited about that. So now we can talk about kind of acquisitions, of which I have many. So I'll power through them. I don't want this to be like a super long podcast. I'm trying to keep all the podcasts around like the 30-minute mark if I can. But the first acquisition, and I don't know if I talked about this, but I did have a video about my favorite knitting books, which I will also link in the card somewhere. But my first acquisition was actually a secondhand acquisition, and it's a knitting book, and it's a Salt and Timber, and I really wanted this book for a very long time, and I just happened to be in a Value Village, and they had it, and I snagged it right up. But it's a fantastic little book. It's called Knits from the Northern Coast, and so it's all, there's like a lot of classic knits with a twist. So if you have this book, you know what I mean. But I am really, really excited. So that's my first kind of acquisition that's not yardy, but for knitting and a book. My next kind of, I'm trying to see how I'm going to go through this. I'm just going to grab things might topple. So we were talking about Sophie scarf, so we can talk about that. I picked up Debbie Bliss Rialto DK Heather's extra fine merino wool superwash, and it's like really fluffy and chunky. I picked this up in the color 23096. It's kind of like a chocolatey, it's a beautiful chocolatey brown, and I'm going to make another Sophie scarf out of this. This was on sale for $4. And I think it will make a fantastic Sophie scarf for like a lot of stuff that I already have, so it will match it perfectly. So that's one that I got. The other one that I got this Cascade yarn, Heritage yarns. I've got enough for a short sleeve sweater quantity because I want to make, let me open up the patterns. I'm literally living on my phone, I think. But I do want to open up the pattern to tell you which one. Let's see. Shape Planner, Projects, and Pattern Library. With my Notion. I have a Notion for all this stuff. It's pretty, it keeps me organized. You know, sometimes you need something. I can't keep all of this in my head. So let's see. A little more. So it is a tee, and I just saw it and I knew I had to make it. So it is, I have so many patterns, you guys. This is eye-opening. So it's called the Clarice tee. And let me pull up a picture for you so you can kind of see. But basically it's a basic tee, the ribbing, whatever. But on the yoke, there's 3 sheer stripes that are all mohair, and so I have a black mohair that I don't even know who it's by or where it's from, but I have enough for this project, so I got enough of this color. It's kind of like a burgundy maroon color. And the colorway is 5663 in the Heritage. And I figured I'm going to hold them together with the black to marrow it up and then do the stripes in black. And the reason that I got this color is because I want to wear it for Christmas. So I have like a nice like deep foresty green silk skirt that I'm going to wear this with. And so that's going to be my project for Christmas, because we host Christmas and Thanksgiving in our house all the time. And so I thought that'll be the perfect little project for it. The other little 2 yarns that I I got for another project, and I'm going to be making I haven't decided which one, but it's going to be a petite knit cardigan, and this is the color combo that I'm going to be making it with. The main yarn is going to be the Drops Flora Unicolor in the color 31. It's kind of like a bone color, really, truly, is what it is. But then to give it a bit more warmth, I got this Pinky Drops Brushed Alpaca Silk in the color 20. So I think together this will warm it up a bit because it's also nude, but it's got more of like a pink. And I picked up the cutest little buttons, which for some reason I didn't bring with me because that's also an acquisition, but they were in a different part of my yarn storage and I forgot. But I've got the cutest little buttons that pick up kind of both colors really, really well for that. Another sweater quantity that I got is these Lang Yarn Yoko in the color 0020. And it is, so it's probably really hard to see on camera, but it's a light gray, but it's got specks of colors in it. There's a Kid Couture blow yarn that I really, really like, and I've been meaning to pick up and do a sweater quantity of that. But then I saw this at at the wool bin, and this one was right next to it. Like the two yarns were kind of together, and they worked so well together. And this is the Rico Design Fashion Light Luxury in the color 23. And so I figured I'm going to hold both of these together, and I'm going to make the Sunday Brunch Sweater by Kutuvakika, which is a big, so this is going to give me an ultra bulky, chunky yarn. And the Kutuvakika one calls for like a really chunky yarn. So I really want a chunky, oversized, but both of these yarns are so light that it's not going to feel like it weighs me down. It's going to be really warm because, like I said, I live in Canada. I need the warmth. And then on the same kind of feel of yarn, I also found this on sale. So I found these at Romney Wolves. These were on sale. This is the Lana Grossa Arioso. It's baby alpaca in color 19. They were in the sale bin. So I found this. There was only 2 of these, but then right next to it, also on sale for $8, is Universal Yarn Odette in the color 110. And so my plan with these is to make a colorwork yoke sweater, with this being the body and the light being the color part. And again, they're so light, they're so fluffy, but they're going to be very, very warm. So that was kind of the deal with that. So now we're into more like sock yarn territory because, you know, I got to pick up some sock yarn all the time. But before we get into that, I actually picked up these Rikorumi Lame 2 little yarns. They're very sparkly. So this one is more of like a rainbow sparkle. I just got one of these because I'll tell you my plans. I don't have a plan for this one, but for this one, it's kind of like a gold sparkle and the thread is kind of chain, like it's a chain construction of yarn. So my plan is I have like a creamy colored yarn that I'm going to use for like I have a cream and like a more like a darker kind of cream. And I'm going to use those to do like a darker yoke and a lighter bottom for a ranunculus, a nice little like ranunculus sweater. And my plan is to put 1 stitch of gold, this gold, kind of in where the yoke ends on that last line to kind of give it a bit of a sweet little like sparkle. So that's kind of the plan for that. And now onto the sock yarn. So I want to get into, so I knit a lot with like finger and weight sock yarn. So I picked up 2 more just to do like regular kind of, you know, basic B kind of socks for myself. The first one I got is Amelia and Philomene. And this is the Mr. Beautilette in the color Daydreaming. Beautiful, beautiful, beautiful kind of heather tweed look to it. I'm obsessed with this yarn. I love the dark tweed specks on this kind of light nude color. So that is really, really fun. And in the same kind of colorway, I got this yarn. So in this yarn, I want to do some kind of lace work sock. And I think this one here, I might make the mermaid pattern by Summer Lee. So the mermaid socks, I'll do that one in. And actually, I was thinking for this one here, if I have enough of this left, because I still have like a little piece that's kind of half used, but I was thinking that I could do, just because they match so perfectly, I could do just the cuff portion with a little bit of this alpaca in it for extra warmth for the winter. So that'll be kind of fun. And then La Bien-Aimée, my favorite sock yarn. So this is like the super sock, merino super sock, and in the color High Garden. And I just love this, and I'm going to do a lacy type of sock for this one. And then I've been getting more into like a worsted weight sock, like cabin socks and stuff. And so I kind of wanted to pick up some more of similar, like a thicker type of weight for it. And so I got Drops Fiesta print to do a fun. I'm thinking with this one, I might do, maybe with both of these, I might do some kind of cabled sock with these. And this is in the color 14, just like a fun neon candy color. And then the other one that I picked up is Lichen and Lace. This is the 80-20 sock. So this is supposed to be finger and weight, but to be honest with you, it feels like much chunkier. And so I don't know, I'm still going to have to play around. It's in the color Seagrass, by the way, which is this absolutely stunning colorway. Just beautiful. Local to me yarn shop. And I believe this is a Canadian, in Sackville, New Brunswick. So a Canadian company, which is really, really awesome. So maybe when I'm in New Brunswick next, I can visit them. I'll have to look it up. But yeah, this is super exciting. I'm really, really excited for this colorway. And that's probably going to be some sort of cabin-like sock, because I do feel like just, like this is a much chunkier. I don't know. I'm not sure, to be honest with you, if this is fingering. I'm thinking maybe DK. It could be DK. But yeah, anyways, I guess the grams could, the yardage could tell us. So this has, this is definitely not finger and weight. So this one is finger and weight 100 grams, and it's 465 yards, and this one is 365 yards. So we know it's thicker. And just for shits and giggles, this one here is 438 grams, which is a fingering weight yarn, and close to the La Bien-Aimée is just generally thinner, I find. But this is much thicker. So yeah, so that's kind of like my plan so far, all my acquisitions. I'm really excited. I'm super excited to finish that the PNAT and the Nora yarn and block that out and wear it soon. But that's all I have for you guys so far. How do we do for Sean? We did pretty good. We're hitting the half an hour mark, which is very exciting. So I kept it pretty condensed for you guys, so we didn't chat forever. I think maybe the next one we might do a slightly longer podcast, because I will have more things to share. We're going to get into closer to holiday season, so I'm going to be working on a lot of like gift knits and crochet things and stuff like that. So that's going to be super, super fun, so we can chat a bit more. But in the meantime, I will be putting together the vlog of me knitting the PNAT and that whole experience. So I will keep you guys posted on that, and keep an eye out on the channel for when that comes out. And with that said, happy yarning, everyone. I'll see you in the next one, and thanks for joining me here. I just absolutely love hanging out with you, and enjoy the rest of the summer if you're in summer months. It's coming to a close, but let's hang on to it while we can. All right, I'll talk to you soon. Bye.